sewage debate, which is huge in the news at the moment, because people are using it, like if we're using it, we feel more strongly about that issue as well.
And we all know it's mental health, it's good for resilience and it's good for your body. If we could all go in there, that's down to the water board, isn't it? So they should be saying that enough's enough.
But there are quite a few people I do know who have stopped going in.
This is ManMind, a men's mental health group. They gather here every Sunday on the beach at Southsea to take part in guided breathing, a cold swim, and time around the fire. When we arrived, they welcomed us with smiles, handshakes, and hugs. Everyone was incredibly open and willing to share. One member of the group spoke to me about what it means to be around people who had suffered and how this communal, almost ritualistic act had supported him through dark times. It was clear the swim was more than exercise. Their relationship with each other and their relationship with the sea was warm and sincere. Together they had created a powerful, nurturing atmosphere, a place where they feel secure, a place where they feel safe. "5 miles away, this water is being threatened by another set of routines. On the edge of Emsworth Harbour, a southern water treatment plant sits next to a sailing club, a bird reserve, and a beach. Each year, after heavy rain, its storm overflow outlets carry untreated sewage straight into the estuary. On the foreshore, the overflow pipe appears, a concrete mouth opening onto mud and shingle, stained by years of discharge. On the 22nd of November 2025, just a few days prior to filming, this outlet discharged sewage for 30 hours and 51 minutes. The smell was intense. Baby wipes and sanitary products were tangled in the metal grating. Locked behind fences and just visible from public paths, these infrastructural nodes become barely seen. Like the data shared by their stakeholders, our view of the problem is turbid. For those most affected, the information is hard to read, and the severity of the problem hard to quantify. In this system, knowledge is unevenly shared. Those most exposed to the risk have the least access to the tools that describe it. Over time, trust in governments, corporations, and their experts is eroded by scandal, greenwash, and misinformation. Pollution signs and sewage alerts do more than mark days to avoid the water. They slowly undermine people's confidence in a place that once felt safe. Groups like ManMind already hold a deep, embodied knowledge of this coastline, gained through careful, repeated attention to their home, their environment. They're the first to notice when the water looks different, when the smell changes, and when pollution arrives on the shore. What is often missing is a way to focus that attention, to turn it into something that can travel, be shared, and taken seriously by others. DIY forensics begins from the idea that communities should have the tools to do this themselves, rather than relying only on top-down measurements and sealed proprietary devices. It imagines cheap, open-source methods whose components, code, and calibration are public. Tools that can be assembled on kitchen tables and in community halls, repaired when they fail, and adapted by the people who use them. Sampling water around an outfall or looking down from above at treatment plants and sewage outlets then becomes more than observation. It becomes a way of collecting evidence, matching lived experience with credible data to decide whether a place is safe enough to enter.